Nathan called in 36 hours. Found him. I put the phone on speaker and sat down at my kitchen table. Burke was there. He'd been there for most of the investigation now, working alongside me in the hours between official duties. The main access account was created on March 15, 2003, from a terminal in the Algo Tech Development Lab. Nathan's voice was crisp, focused. I traced the authentication credentials back to the original key generation. It was signed with a developer certificate assigned to one person. Who? Pierre Aberdeen. The name landed like a stone dropped into still water. Burke and I looked at each other. "You're certain?" Burke asked. "As certain as digital forensics allows." The certificate that signed the account was assigned to Aberdeen's workstation. His employee ID is embedded in the authentication hash. Whoever created Maint Access did it from his computer, using his credentials. Could someone have stolen his credentials? Used his station without him knowing? Possible, but unlikely. The access patterns show consistent usage from the same IP addresses over 20 years, addresses that map to Aberdeen's known work locations. His office at Algo Tech. His home, even a laptop he takes on business trips. Nathan paused. This wasn't someone hijacking his account. This was him. Systematic, careful, for 2 decades. I stared at the map on my wall. Pierre Aberdeen's photo in the corner, connected by strings to everything else. 20 years of watching. "Walk me through the access patterns," I said. "What was he using the backdoor for?" "Everything." Nathan's keyboard clicked in the background. Camera feeds, data archives, user logs. He had full access to the surveillance network, could see any camera at any time, pull any stored footage, search the database by name or face or location. He was watching the whole island. Not just watching, tracking. The logs show regular searches for specific individuals, names I don't recognize but you might. "Can you send me the list?" "Already in your inbox." I pulled it up on my laptop. The list was long, dozens of names, searched over 2 decades. Some appeared once or twice. Others appeared hundreds of times. Megan Collins, 147 searches in the past year. Emma Hartley, 89 searches between 2005 and 2006. I felt something cold move through my chest. He was watching them, I said, before they died, tracking their movements, their routines. "Looks like it." Burke leaned over my shoulder, scanning the list. "Some of these names I recognize. Local business owners, politicians, people with money." "Leverage," Nathan said. "If you can watch someone without them knowing, you can learn their secrets. And secrets are currency." "Blackmail? Maybe, or just insurance, the ability to know things no one else knows." Nathan's voice went thoughtful. This backdoor wasn't just surveillance, it was power. The person who controlled it had access to information that could make or break anyone on that island. I thought about Pierre Aberdeen, the helpful, forgettable man I'd barely noticed at Algo Tech. The senior systems architect who'd been with the company since the beginning. He'd been watching Ravenshore for 20 years, and no one had known. "I need to look at him more closely," I said after Nathan hung up. "Aberdeen, his background, his history, his connections." I pulled his file, Burke said. "What there is of it?" He handed me a folder. Thin, too thin for someone who'd been living on the island for decades. Pierre Aberdeen. Born 1968, grew up in the slum housing near the harbor, one of the working-class kids who'd made good. Scholarship to community college, degree in computer science, first job at Data Corps in 1999. Transferred to Algo Tech when it was founded in 2002, worked his way up to senior systems architect. No criminal record, no complaints, nothing remarkable. "He's clean," I said. "Too clean." Burke pointed to a line in the file. "Look at his address history. Slum housing until he was 20. Then nothing. He doesn't appear in any residential records until 2005 when he bought a house on the mainland. Where was he living between 1988 and 2005? No idea. The records don't exist, or they were erased." I stared at the file. At the gaps, the missing years, the carefully constructed normalcy. Someone who builds a backdoor into a surveillance system knows how to hide information. I said slowly. How to make things disappear, or how to make himself disappear. I thought about what Nathan had said, the ability to know things no one else knows, the power that came from watching without being watched. Aberdeen had built himself a shadow life. He'd created a version of himself that was unremarkable, forgettable, invisible, while the real him, the man with access to everyone's secrets, watched from behind the curtain. "We need more," I said. His connection to the slums, his financial records, anyone who knew him before he became this. I tapped the file. This person doesn't exist. The real Pierre Aberdeen is somewhere else. How do we find him? I looked at the map. At the strings connecting Aberdeen to Data Core, to Algo Tech, to Emma, to Megan. We go back to where he came from, I said. The slum housing, the working class side of the island. Someone there has to remember him. Burke nodded slowly. The harbor families don't talk to cops. Then we don't go as cops.